wheels. Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Now, I'm in a bit of bother. A lot of bother, actually. Tool girl Sarah sent me many messages this afternoon reprimanding me for not having her bike finished. Now, the bike itself is done, and I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but you'll find that out a bit later on. But there was still some more work to do. Do you remember I told you that there was a trailer that she has to go on the back of the bike? Now, unfortunately, this trailer isn't a bolt-on item. There's some additional work required for it to be sort of safe and usable for New Zealand roads. Doesn't need certification, but it does need Andy fixing, you know, make it right. Now, the trailer itself attaches to the bike via the rear wheel spindle, and it relies on the fact that the rear wheel spindle is hollow. Now, it is on this bike, it's definitely hollow, but the rod, wherever it is, hang on. Here we go, look. The rod that goes through that wheel spindle is much smaller diameter than the actual hole through the wheel spindle. So basically what will happen is it'll rattle around a bit. So I'm out of breath. I've just moved all the bikes out of the workshop to do what I need to do. And it's bloody freezing down here. In the South Island, I've just had a great ton of snow down there, and I think it was about 8 degrees when I was driving home tonight, and I'm sure I saw some sleet on the windscreen. Hopefully. So I ordered some bronze rod to make some bushes. Now the bushes are different on either side because the inner diameter of that wheel spindle is different from one side to the other. But the bronze rod was ordered Wednesday of last week, and this is the stuff here. And this was the minimum order. And yes, no doubt probably got ripped off. This was 135 New Zealand dollars delivered. But it wasn't delivered on the day they promised. They told me that this would be here on Friday morning. It wasn't. Didn't turn up till Monday. Sorry, Tuesday. Monday was a bank holiday. Queen's birthday. How dare I? So yeah, Tuesday morning this rocked up, so I was not a happy bunny because I wanted to get all this work done at the weekend. However, because of the heavy rain over the weekend and the fact that the bronze rod hadn't turned up, I took up a different offer and I decided not to do any work in the workshop. Sorry, but bear with me. I got an invite to Waiheke Island to do some maintenance. Now you can think into that what you like. It wasn't on vehicles. Okay, so that's that bit out of the way. Those involved will know exactly who they are. Not going to say anything more. So the plan of attack tonight, and it could be an all-nighter, is I need to basically measure up and machine some bushes to fit into this rear axle. So the first job really is going to be to go over to the bike, take some measurements, do some quick drawings, and jump on the lathe. So I've got my trusty Spider-Man cup. Cheers, Spider-Man. And I've also brought some nibbles, some barbecue flavoured sort of nibbly things, because, you know, I'm starving. I had some soup for lunch. I've had nothing else to eat all day, so if I collapse over the lathe, wake me up. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to have a quick cigarette, because I've not had a cigarette for quite a long time, since lunchtime, and then I'll make a start on the job. Forgive me if I'm a bit disjointed tonight. I am knackered. Okay, I'll see you shortly. Okay, this is the rear wheel spindle, and as you can see, it's hollow, which is a bit of a godsend. Otherwise, this wouldn't have worked. And this is the shaft that's going to run through there. And obviously, at the moment, you know, we couldn't tow a trailer like that because it was clacking around all the time. So, bushes are called for. Now, we need to know the OD, or the ID of the actual shaft, which will be the OD of the bush, plus a little tiny bit, make it nice and tight. So, let's see what we've got to work with. Okay. Now there is a little step on there, so be careful, make sure we measure it all the way in. And we've got 23.48 millimeters. Perfect. Now we're also going to need to make sure that the bush has a bit of a flange on the outside so it doesn't end up going down inside the axle. Otherwise that could cause problems as well. So 23.48. We'll make a little note of that. As regards depth, well, that's really open to suggestions. I would have said probably about 30 mil, maybe 40 mil. So we'll do 40 mil deep with a little flange on the front. Right, round to the other side. We'll get the other side measured up. Now, on this side we've got a bit more of a problem because the split pin that holds the nut in place, the castle nut, runs basically where we want to be putting that shaft. So that's going to come out, and we'll come up with a new way of stopping that nut from turning. So goodbye split pin forever. Perfect. Right, time to measure up again. Just zero the verniers. This one's going to be a lot smaller bush. Looks like 16.61 ID. And how deep is that? Go torch. Obviously it changes. So about 30 mil for that one. I reckon there's no point in going much further than that, but well, I suppose it'll still support it. So we'll do 40 mil bush again, and it's going to need a little bit of a flange on this end. Right, time to do a drawing, I think. So the right hand bush needs to be, it's got to have a flange on it. There's the flange. Then we'll bring it down. And that's going to be, what did we say, 23.48. And we'll make that about 4 mil, give or take. And of course we're going to have to drill a hole through the centre, which will be about the last thing we do. And that'll be the diameter of the rod, which I haven't measured yet. Okay, so that's the right hand side. And that length there will be 40 millimeters. So total length 44 mil. Okay, so the left hand, what have we got? Well, that's going to be very similar. So we can draw the flange on the end. Obviously a bit smaller. Bit of a wobbly drawing this one. And hole down the middle again. Again, we'll go for 4 mil for the flange, and then we'll go for 40 mil there. So total length will be the same, but this time the diameter here is going to be 16.61. Awesome. Well, first of all, we'll machine them slightly larger, I think, and test fit it, just to make sure it's going to be a nice tight fit. Right, to the lathe. Right, I've cut the bar down because it only goes, unfortunately, so far in the chuck. So I've got to face that end off. First job. There we go. Eye protection on. Good on. Big diagram, so we should be good. We'll do the right hand one first, I think. And better set up the old tool, I think, as well. Right. Jeez, Ben's been using the lathe, I reckon. Okay. We're going to have to do some jiggling around. cold in this workshop. Be better when we start cutting metal though, won't it? Things will soon start to warm up. There we go. Right, now we should be able to reach. Cool. Okay, so we'll do a face-off first. I think we've got just enough clearance. Just straighten that up a bit, I think. Right. Time to face off. Nearly there. Perfect. Right, while we're there, we'll just put a little indent when we come to drill later on. Because I haven't got a centre drill, because I'm very short of stuff. Cool. That'll work. Brilliant. Okay, so what's the current diameter of the rod? I think it was 25mm I ordered. 27, that's near enough. And it wants to go down to 23.48, and the shoulder is going to be at this end, and we'll just use the full diameter for the shoulder. That'll be easy. Right, so we need to mark how far we're going to go down. We're doing 40mm. There we are, 39.99, that's near enough, isn't it? So we'll just mark that on there. That's what we need to turn down to. And then if we've got a 44, well, let's do 45. We're going to get the machine down later on. That's going to be the total length of the bush. And obviously we'll spin it around the lathe and face that end off once it's all done. Great stuff. Okay, well, here we go. So we've got to take, let's say 27 down to 23.5, 3.5mm. Just realign the tool. There we go, that should do. Well, here we go. Put the auto feed on. Hang on a minute. Let's get that sorted out. Wrong way, Mr. Young. Jeez. Set up. Yeah, we're going to run out of length. Just enough. think we'll do it by hand, a bit quicker as that auto feed. It's nice stuff to machine actually. Right, what's how far are we down to? So we want 23 point, well, 23 and a half, 26, plenty to go yet. It's important to keep checking because if you go too small, let's start all over again. 25.3. I'm a dab hand for going over, so bear with me. 24.97. Can't be far off now. 24.5. Less than a millimetre to go. Well, yeah, bang on a millimetre to go. .33. Oof, that wasn't a lot, was it, that one? Okay, I reckon we can get the last run in one go, near enough, so we'll just get the diameter set just by using a little bit. See, 23.73. Jeez, I might have taken too much off. Look. Oh, that wasn't staged. 23.5. Bloody hell. Alright, I'm real tempted to try that in the end of the axle right now. Just to see, before we go any further. Back in a second. It's a bit hard to tell because there's that little tiny lip in the axle where it goes slightly smaller diameter. So let's just shave a little bit off, a bit further up, a slightly larger diameter. I'll just go and try that. I want it to be a good tight fit. Nope, a bit more yet. Okay. Very critical, this bit, so bear with me, people. Nope, a fraction more. hang in there. That's pretty tight. We'll go for a gnat's hair more and that'll call it a day on that. Right, we can go all the way down now. Have a test. You can come along this time if you want. Okay. Well, I reckon that'll hammer in just nicely. If I can get it back out again. Damn! I know what I can use. It's stuck in the bike. There we go. Cool. Okay, so what we need to do now is machine a bit of a groove in there and then cut it off with a slit disc. Easy. Okay. Cooking on gas. Oh, I'm dead chuffed I checked that. Doesn't matter too much about that bit being a bit smaller. It's still got plenty of purchase on there. Right. Problem is, we're going to run out of room, aren't we? So I've got to extend my my tool a little bit and live dangerously. That's what happens to your motorcyclist. Easy to live dangerously. Here we go. I think 3 clamps will be enough, won't it? He says with complete confidence. Okay. In fact, maybe we should flick the tool around. Yes, that should work. Hopefully. Maybe we're going to bring it out of the chuck a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that, perfect. Right, opposite direction now because we're cutting on the other side. Right, so we want to cut around about there. It's just a guide when I'm using the slit disc. Cool, right, I'll go and cut that, I'll be back shortly. Right, as if by magic, it's now a bit smaller, isn't it? Okay. Come on, Chuck. It's full of swarf, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, move the tool around again. Now we can face off this side. One more, I think. I was wrong. Little one. Is that enough? No, not quite. Now, because of the shoulder here, we're going to have to drill from this side, so I'm going to need to do a little indent right in the center to help the drill find its center. There we go. Right, what's the diameter of that rod? Jeez, we're doing all right. Doesn't take long. And with lots of editing, all that will happen really quick, I'm sure. Okay, so we're going to zero our verniers. And we'll see what kind of size rod we've got. It's probably a weird size because it's an American, it's come from America, so. Let's have a look. Let's go again. Oh, there you go, look. 9.45 millimeters. No, there you go, look, 9.4. Yeah, 9.44 millimeters, you can see that. Only just. So, my drill, the nearest I'm going to find is a 9.5. It's going to have a little bit of clearance, but hey, it's a lot better than it was. Okay, we're going to have to drill a bit of a pilot and then build our way up to a 9.5. Back to the lathe, I reckon. Right, we can get rid of this this tool now, because we'll be using the end stock, which is also covered in motorcycle chains by the looks of it. That should work. Stick that down there. Perfect. Okay. Right. Next job's find the bloody chuck key, isn't it? Okay, we're going to start off with a 5mm drill. Got the only one that's sharp around here. Is it that one? Yes. Whew, that was lucky. Right. Tweak that up. Okay. Here we go. Nope, we opened the cupboard, didn't we? Ooh, it's a bit wobbly. Yeah, she's found her centre now, look. We've got to drill all the way through. And we'll just keep going back a little bit and letting the swap out. Oh, I do enjoy using the lathe. Actually really nice is bronze, the machine, because it's got a natural lubricant in it. Hence why we're using it for a bush. Obviously quite therapeutic machining. So we've got about 45 millimeters of material to drill through. It's quite a lot, actually. The lathe makes it look really easy. The key to it is taking your time. The last thing we want is that drill to snap off in there, because, well, that'd be a real nightmare. If we can't get it out, which we probably wouldn't be able to if it snapped off down in the hole, we'll have to start all over again. Now, I really don't want to do that tonight. See if I can help it. As long as the swarf keeps coming out, we're all good. It's pretty rare to find a sharp drill bit around here. Ben hasn't yet learnt how to sharpen drill bits. One day I'll teach him. Well, there we go, we're cutting again now. It's a long way, isn't it? I hope the drill's long enough. I think we're there. I think so. Yep, we're through. Hooray! Okay, now for the 9.5mm drill. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Doesn't take long when you're having fun. This lathe needs a bit of love. Nobody loves this lathe, you just use it. Bargain price though, I only paid $1,500 for this lathe. It came out of a school, so it sort of came with a few attachments, which was good. Okay. Right, let's hope this one's just as sharp. There we go. We're in. Should be quite a quick process now we've got a pilot hole. There's only one side of this drill is actually cutting, to be honest. There's only swarf coming out of one side. Maybe not quite as sharp as I thought it was. It's doing alright. So close. Swarf is flowing so freely, it's great. It's not often I get a chance to machine bronze. It's not nice than steel. Can't be far off now. Hey, we're through. Ah, we've run out of thingy. Damn. Oh, we've run out of travel on the drill. There we go, look. See if we can fix that. Great stuff. Right, we'll just check we're all the way through. And to do that, we can put the drill a bit further in. Let's go again. Go. Everybody's happy. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got a hole all the way through. Brilliant. Right, we'll just chuck that back in the lathe, tidy that end up, and we're done. If we can. Can we get beyond we can get beyond the claws. There we go. Bit of precision lathing coming up. Oh, wrong way. Super job. Sorted. Oh, I'm dead chuffed with that. Oh, right, well, you've seen me do one of the bushes, and yes, it's got a hole. Look at that. All the way down. Perfect. Quite happy. So, will the rod fit through? Well, if the measurements are correct, it should do. Oh, perfect fit. Maybe too good a fit. Oh, there we go, look. Get it one in. There we go. That is bang on. God, couldn't have asked for any better than that, really, could we? Okay, so that one is ready to go in the axle. So I'll go and knock up the other one. You don't need to watch that, I don't think. And then when I've got both bushes, we'll get them installed. Right, you guys go have a cup of tea, get warmed up. I'm going to go and face the lathe again. See you shortly. Oh, I'm back! Didn't take too long. So we've now got the second bush, and that one's for the left-hand side of the bike, and the larger one for the right-hand side. And both of them do fit just on the spindle. Look at that. Pretty good. Quite happy with that. And there really is no play at all. We've got that bang on. So all that's left to do now, while I was machining, because the second bush has got a much thinner sidewall, I decided to drill the hole first and then machine the outside, just so it didn't collapse in the chuck, that kind of stuff. So very happy with these, and they've got about a 4mm shoulder on there, which should work very, very well. Now, to install these, sure, I could just get a hammer and bray on the end of it, but this material is quite soft. If I do that, it's probably going to deform it, and I've got to start all over again. So I'm going to try and find a bolt that I can turn down that will fit perfectly inside, and the head of the bolt will help spread the load on the bush. A bit like a bearing installer, so to speak. So my time on the lathe isn't finished yet. Right, I'll go and do that. I'll come back shortly. Almost there. So I found an old bolt off the RAV4 that's got a nice big head to it, so 11.3, okay, bit further to go yet. Whey, don't do that. Oh, he's killed his bit. Fuck. Damn. Stick it back in there, look. Rushing. Okay, well, we've chipped the bit, so Mr. Young, terrible. So we'll just whiz that out of there and turn it around a bit. We'll have another go. Now the trick with these is not to lose a little screw, because if you lose a little screw, you're screwed. Right, let's turn that around so like that, look. It's quite hot. Yeah, that'll work. Jeez. It's always on the last bit, isn't it? Here we go. God, just when you were watching as well. Useless. Okay. So the trick is not to cut so much off, Mr. Young, because it's not held in the chuck very well. Took more than that though, can't we? So close. God, you can see my breath now, it's that cold in here. No, I'm not smoking a cigarette. This doesn't need to be a snug fit, you know? It's only a fitting tool. One more pass and we'll do a measure. We'll just get rid of that imperfection that I made a bit earlier on because I was rushing. Might be the last cut. It's looking pretty close. Okay. What have we got? Oh, 10.04. Half a mil to go. You can do it, you can do it. We're on 9.78, so that in theory won't fit, and it doesn't. One more pass. What do you reckon? Place your bets. Oh, 9.49. Will it fit? Oh, like a glove. Done. Excellent. So chuffed. And it'll be hot. Ow, ow, ow. Right. So we've got our big bush for the right hand side, our little bush for the left hand side, and an installation tool. So we can put that on the end of there and hammer it in, hopefully not damage the end of the bush. Geez, even the camera's giving up. Right, it's about 10:30. I've not had any tea yet, So we better crack on and get these installed. Here we go. Right, I've opted to use the magic hammer because I need all the magic I can get tonight. Okay. One bush. One installation tool. Here we go. Now I've got to get the tool out. Well, in theory, it shouldn't be too tight, he says. Oh, look at that. Like a glove. Bloody good. Right, to the side, I reckon. Okay. Not sure about this one. Let's wait and see. Now I've made this this collar here small enough to get the nuts off. I machined it a bit down, a bit more to the side. Wow. Just a nice snug fit. It's exactly what I wanted. Can I get it out? Maybe. Or is it part of the bike forever? Don't know. It might well be. Oh. If I had some rod, I could punch it out from the side. Oh, it's part of the bike. Sorry, Sarah. Back in a minute. I'm going to swear now. Ta-da! There's always a way, isn't there? I found a bit of old steel rod that was actually a bonnet stay for probably the old RAV4. So that's 2 bits of the RAV4 we've used to get this job done. Bloody good. Right, it's time now, we're so close, to see if the coupling, this bit, like a big yoke, you can see it's got 2 holes, and that pin, wherever it is, that pin basically runs, is it long enough? Should be. Only just, runs through there, look. I might have to move that washer down a bit on this side just to give us a bit more thread, because it's pretty damn short. Or make a new pin, I don't know which. So we need to offer this onto the axle, see if we can get the pin through. Better work. Sarah will kill me if it doesn't. Right, so the question is it going to fit? And I'm not really sure, to be honest. We'll give it a go. It should do. The theory's there. So we'll put the pin through. That's probably a pretty tight fit. Get it lined up on this side. It's a bit short, to be perfectly honest. I think I need to make a new one. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! And the trailer, which you'll see next, goes on the back here. So, I reckon that'll work okay. A bit of play though. Not happy with the size of the holes that are drilled in the bracket compared to the size of the shaft that they're using. I might have to fix that on the next video. Plus, I've got to come up with a way of stopping that large nut on the end of the axle, the axle from coming loose, because we've lost the split pin now. Oh well, job for another day. That's better. Well, there you have it. An evening's work in the Andy Mechanic workshop, all for tool girl Sarah. She better make it worth my while, I reckon. I'll have a chat with her after this. Okay, crew. Well, there's still lots more to do. I've got the trailer or the fiberglass body to mount the trailer. I've still got a bit of work to do on the bike. I'm not happy with the amount of play that's on that spindle. The rod that goes through the axle, the holes in the actual bracket that's been supplied are about 3mm bigger than the rod, so there's loads of play. So maybe some little top hat bushes or something will fit nicely in there. And I've got the bronze, so makes them up dead easy. What else? Oh, and I've got loads of lights to fit to it as well. So I've got some wiring videos coming up, fitting the lights to the trailer. Probably one video will be enough. Okay, well, if you found it interesting, why not, chaps, subscribe to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Click on subscribe. You'll see a little gear icon turn up. Click on the gear icon, and then you can tick the box and turn on notifications. And our friends down at YouTube will send you an email as and when I upload any new videos. You'll also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and Twitter. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals. However, first point of contact, if you don't mind, through the comments on YouTube, because let's face it, that's where the videos are. There's also a new Patreon page. If you want to drop onto there, you'll be able to read all about some of the history about the channel and why it came around, and what's coming up next to future projects. There's lots on the go at the moment. The channel's really taking off, and I'm very, very happy the way things are going. It's all thanks to you, so I do appreciate it. Okay, crew. Well, until next time, cheers, over and out. Hey, Tool Girl Sam. How are you?
Back.
You're back! Fantastic.
So
I know, and I've got a new shirt, so I thought it's only right that I give you a new shirt too, so there you go.
So excited for my new shirt, and I don't have to wear different shirts every day. And as a classic Tool Girl Sam move, I am going to wear it like this. Wow, would you look at that? I'd say that is a great present for your girlfriend if she's into tools. If she's not, she's probably into tools because you're a tool. See what I did there? Tool girl shirt, perfect.